Well, hello you gorgeous mother truckers, you, and welcome to another video. So, been a bit interesting, a bit spicy over in the White House, and we've got our left-wing people and brain-dead people who have taken the tiny little segment of a 53-minute chat and turned it into another attempt to use TDS to justify everything. You see, this is the problem. The spicy confrontation happened after 40 minutes of discussion, where it became blatantly obvious that if anyone had done any ambushing, as the media are screaming, it was Zelensky, who basically arrived and changed the deal. In fact, he was not speaking like they were expecting. He decided to get Putin to pay for everything and obviously begging for some more money. This is when J.D. Vance, who I must admit I have been very, very impressed with, because he just literally has the pair of brass balls that we need nowadays in the world to tell people and to stand up to people that there was a difference, and that's when the spiciness started, and that's the bit that everybody gets to see. So to all of you who are going, oh, it's Trump this, it's Trump that, it's Vance this, it was Vance this, it was the ambush, it was terrible, blah, blah, blah. Actually take time to sit down and watch all 53 minutes of it, and if you can still turn around and say this was all Trump and Vance's fault, then I think you need to go and get some serious psychiatric help. Zelensky is clearly whizzing his tits off on coke. He's way off script, and there's proof of that. And he literally not just bit the hand that feeds him, literally tore it off and spat it out. To such a stage where he was actually removed from the White House because of the complete and utter disdain and disrespect he showed the President of the United States of America. I know we're getting all the left-wing idiots all jumping up and down and always this and always that. For one, he never owns a suit. He always turns up in that stupid top and those stupid tracksuit bottoms because that makes him look something special. He's not. All he is a grifter. He is a man who is solely determined to not have his money pit run dry because he still has stuff to buy. And he will gradually sacrifice everyone in the Ukraine and, quite correctly, as J.D. Vance correctly said, take the gamble on World War III just so he can keep his flow of cash into his pocket. I mean, it got to the stage where he actually calls J.D. Vance a bitch. He's just called the Vice President of the United States of America a bitch because Vance started to put him right on a few things. So all of you go, oh, you're getting bullied. It wasn't bullying. It wasn't bullying at all. Zelensky changed the deal, did it on the fly, and for the first time in his entire little career of grifting money, found somebody who actually bit back hard, and it was justifiable 100%. Any case, let's have a listen.
I have been to
come once.
I've actually watched and seen the stories, and I know what happens is you bring people.
There you go. Bitch in Ukrainian.
You bring them on a propaganda tour.
Come once.
I've actually watched and seen the stories, and I know what happens is you bring people.
So that's not the best thing to do at all. To continually call someone a bitch, to attack the United States of America, and to do that is just unbelievable. It really, really is. And then we have this poor dear. Now, this lady here, as you can see, she is actually the Ukrainian ambassador, and she's literally having a nervous breakdown live on air. We'll just play this little bit.
But I said to you,
I want a ceasefire
with guarantees.
because you get a ceasefire faster than an agreement.
Ask our people about ceasefire. What they think.
Because she knows it's all over. That what Zelensky did in this interview was self-destruct. And I don't care if you think it's the other way around, because if you genuinely believe that, this isn't based on anything other than your Trump derangement syndrome, or the fact that you've been spoon-fed bullshits and lies about the Ukrainian war over and over again. Here in the UK, we're told it's our front line. No, our front line are the beaches which we don't protect from all those people floating over here in a dinghy. And everybody goes, oh, well, you know, if you don't stop him in Ukraine, it'll be Poland next. No, it won't. It won't be, because the Russian army is not in a fit condition. The only solution to this will be peace. But Zelensky doesn't want peace. What he wants is his money coming back continually, over and over and over again. That's all he's interested in. I mean, this is what Zelensky owns, okay? And you can fact check it. The president of the Ukraine owns a $35 million home in Florida, and I know he's just bought a new vineyard in Florida as well. Has $1.2 billion in an overseas bank account. He has 15 homes, 3 private planes, and a monthly income, somehow, of $11 million. That's monthly income of $11 million. And you wonder where our aid is going. This is why Zelensky was losing the plot. This is why he didn't like being told the truth, because he doesn't want this money to run out. Absolutely. Why would he want it to run out? So, this, of course, has meant that America is out of the peace deal. And the mineral deal, which was all but signed, has suddenly just been thrown in the bin. And this is all because of Zelensky. This is just because he wants his money. So the next thing that came out was this press release from Donald J. Trump. And we had a very meaningful meeting at the White House today. Much was learned that we could never be understood without conversation under such fire and pressure. It's amazing what comes out through emotion, and I've determined that President Zelensky is not ready for peace if America is involved, because he feels our involvement gives him a big advantage in negotiations. I don't want advantage, I want peace. He disrespected the United States of America, its treasured Oval Office. He can come back when he's ready for peace. And he did show ultimate disrespect. I mean, to be fair, he should have perhaps spoken to Keir Starmer, so Starmer could show you how you lick the arsehole of the United States of America. And it would have been a very successful thing there. But unfortunately, he didn't do that. So, of course, everybody's now going into meltdown. Now, quite funnily enough, all the European leaders came out at the same time, as if almost, and I'm not going to say this lightly, as if all this was a little bit pre-planned. And how do I know this? Because there you go. Every single one of them, an hour, exactly the same message from every single leader. And they're all, if you look on there very carefully, they're all 1 hour. 1 hour. 1 hour. And you can't see it because I think I might be able to bring that down a bit for you. There you go. 1 hour, all of them. Same message. Exactly the same message. Copy and pasted. I mean, you know, not that it's anything. And here we go. 1 hour. Exactly the same message again. It's almost as if they kind of knew that something was going to happen. It's like they kind of knew there was going to be an ambush on the United States of America. Makes you think, doesn't it? So there we go. The situation is, I'm not going to play the whole the whole thing, because you can go and watch the whole 53 minutes yourself. Now, the other thing which I was going to bring to your attention is, of course, what Vance was talking about. And this is something that, as you can see, Che bows. Zelensky thinks no one sees these videos, hundreds of them daily. J.D. Vance sees them. He called out the little bully for butchering his own people. And I'm going to play this, only 39 seconds, but what you're going to see is Zelensky's special police basically press ganging. It's not even drafting anymore, it's press ganging people.
Катя, помоги!
Ну, это просто пипец.
Я лизать. Ти що кончений? Я не затриманий. Законом України.
Девочки, внимание.
That's what Vance was referring to. That's what Zelensky's doing so he can keep his money running. As frightening as that is. But, again, a little bit of breaking news, which was what time was it? About 2 hours ago, not long after the debacle where Zelensky derailed himself. It wasn't Trump, it wasn't Vance. Stop believing the bullshit that's fed to you, because it just took a bit of time to search for the original video, and for 40 minutes, and I mean it, for 40 minutes it was a good chat, and then Zelensky decided to drop his own bombshell and completely derailed it. Absolutely derailed it. So in any case, this has also come up now. So, Justin, Zelensky's empire crumbling, Ukrainian MP demands impeachment after Oval Office meltdown. In a stunning turn of events, Ukrainian MP Alexander Dubinsky, sorry if I pronounce it wrong, has ignited a firestorm by demanding an emergency session of Parliament to impeach President Volodymyr Zelensky following a humiliating Oval Office shouting match with President Trump. Sources say Zelensky's desperate pleas for American cash was met with a MAGA-sized reality check, exposing his regime's weakness as it teeters on the brink of collapse. Dubinsky, a truth-teller sanctioned by Biden's cronies, declared Zelensky's leadership a sham, unfit to face Russia or America's new no-nonsense administration. Posts on X are buzzing. This is huge proof that the globalist puppet strings are finally snapping. Across Kyiv, whispers of betrayal grow louder, and insiders claim that Zelensky's inner circle is scrambling to save face before the inevitable fall. America first wins again as Ukraine's corrupt house of cards comes crumbling down. You see, this has only ever been about money. There was a deal on the table. There was a deal on the table when it first kicked off, and it was our then Prime Minister Boris Johnson who derailed those talks, because war means money. And Zelensky's egotistical, coke-addled brain thought that doing what he did in the Oval Office by showing ultimate disrespect, irrespective of how you feel, irrespective of whether you hate him. Take a leaf out of Starmer's book. Starmer absolutely hates him. So does Lammy. Yet the smarmy arse-licking attitude from somebody who hates him was, to be fair, and credit where credit is due, stunning. I mean, the pulling the letter from the king out of his pocket was a masterful stroke, whoever thought that up. And I can't criticise him there, but I mean, he did genuinely give the most stunning performance in how you ass-lick the President of the United States. Zelensky, on the other hand, showed how you don't deal with things like that. Now, the problem is he is gambling with World War III, and Zelensky would sacrifice the whole of the world just for his money train. Remember that when Trump got voted in, he immediately admitted that he didn't know where 59% of the aid had gone. We all know where it's gone. It's in his pocket. It is interesting to watch the left have a meltdown and jump on this and use the full-blown TDS. And so will the media, but they don't show you the whole thing. This is why we've become the media. Us sitting on our desks, in our cars, at our homes, in studios, trying to bring you the balanced point of view, the opposite of the mainstream media, where we try to show you that it's not always as it's been portrayed. And the whole of this war is not as how it's been portrayed. And just taking a bit of time and a bit of nuance to actually read and study the origins of this conflict will show you that the whole thing has just been a forever war, meat grinding grift where millions of people are dying for literally nothing other than other people to get rich. Any case, I'm going to bring this one to a close. At the end of this video, 2 videos will pop up. You know what they are by now. One will be the last one I uploaded, and the other one will be the chosen one. The one that the gods of YouTube, using their mighty, mighty algorithm, will have selected for you to watch. If you agree with what I say, you like what I do, you just hit that subscribe button. You can like, you can share, and you can join in an adult conversation in the comment section down below. Any case, enough of that. I'm done. So, until the next one.